Hey people, Inquisitor here, 3v3, Estia Province, blue team. A whole bunch of Imperial Guard. First up is panzerbatallion as a Lord General. Fighting in ranged combat begins with a retinue of stormtroopers can add to the retinue throughout the game, giving him more abilities with a really strong defense and support. Alongside, it's Adila, the current design lead for Elite Mod with a Lord Commissar. Strong offense and support. Fighting in melee begins with a refractor shield and can shoot his own feathers in the head. Rounding off this team is Python with an Inquisitor, offensive hero with powerful control, begins in melee but can get specialized range weapons. We have the Vostroyan Firstborn here. With the fancy hats, red team, Broodwich is a Techmarine. Starts off in ranged combat, puts out some good damage and can support with structures and repair. Alongside though, double stompy Tyranids. First up is BloodraiN and we have Cry. These guys walk through objects and cannot be suppressed. Some powerful disruption and support, fighting in melee combat by default with a basic synapse. I shall call them Raul and Alfonso. We'll see how they do here. Up against double sentinels in the mid, and they've both gone triple termagants. You know what, I don't think I've seen a single Ravner Brood on the field since 295, since their Burrow Strike was nerfed. I didn't expect them to fall off so hard. Look at this, some sneaky Hormagaunts from Pry to bash the power once the Imperial Guard inevitably engage here. They are going to be on the front foot with the Sentinels, I think. Yeah, I don't think you want to node this yet. Spore Mines coming in now for Pry hard. BloodRain already has some in the field. And Broodwich with double tactical marines there. Maybe they can Kraken bolts that Sentinel down. Expect Catachans for the Commissar and the Inquisitor maybe up against these Tyranids. Sentinel gets the decap. There's the Holy Brazier already for Python. Gives her a power melee weapon, the Inquisitor and the Holy Pyre. There you see the Holy Pyre. Here's Hammer of the Witches for Pry's face. And Alfonso also gets a Bioplasma up. Gonna go down though. The Lord Commissar goes down. Raul can get a revive there and get a level from reviving Alfonso. Looks like the Tyranids have defended and now they can push the east side pretty hard here. Meanwhile, Hormagaunts be bashing. Looks like they only just started though. So they did get double decaps. There's a revive by Raul. BloodRain should get a level from this. There we go. And the Bioplasma is indeed in play. West side, Bolter Fire. You may have heard of it. I don't think they'll pop their double Kraken bolts here because the Sentinel can just move away faster. It's better to use when they are, you know, in a firefight, rather than chasing something. Might be able to get a power bash though. Are we going to see a flamer maybe? Don't see one. Catachan Devils on the way indeed for Adila. Double Spore Mines for BloodRain. What would you call them? Broods? Not sure. In fact, there's triple Spore Mines here. I can only see 2 of them on the roster. Oh, it's because it's full, dumbass. Here comes a Warrior Brood. That was a good Bioplasma shot there. Look at that. Is that 5 kills? Bloody hell. From Cry. Alfonso the Hive Tyrant with some good aim there. Holy Pyre, they backed away from it. Which is a pretty good way to fight the Holy Pyre. Just kind of bait it out and just back away when it gets used. Still acts as area denial, of course, but if you're too close to begin with, when you back away from it, you can still get the shots in. Hormagaunts lying in wait there for BloodRain. Brood Nest goes up from Cry. Could support a very good sustained denial on this power. Inquisitor can't get close. Catachans all reliable there from Python, and then again, where are the others? Where's the Adilas? Oh, they're here. Can they get that Brood Nest taken out? Smoke Grenade going up for some defensive buffs from the Catachans. They can do a lot for you, these guys. Can get into melee with power melee weapons, can counter melee with their shotgun blast, disrupt from long range, and support with that Smoke Grenade. Spore Mines doing some good work. Barely get away, these guards, on 24 hit points on 3 models there. We have some flamers for Adila. Looks like panzerbatallion has gone for a heavy weapon squad, that heavy bolter, and Broodwich responds with an assault marine squad that can jump into combat and disrupt you. These guys can get a refractor shield which prevents knockback, a pretty good upgrade for a setup team, but they'll still be stuck in melee with assault marines if they jump on. There is the medical sergeant with that chainsword, can hand out medical packs. Meanwhile, east side, the pressure continues from the Tyranids. We have a warrior brood now, which has Barb Strangler. Quite an expensive upgrade, but it's a nice weapon. Does that instant suppression and a decent chunk of damage to it if it hits multiple models. Holy Pyre again, and that was a Basilisk Flare pulled in by Adila's Lord Commissar. Has a power sword, but struggled to get into melee when there's 6 termagant broods, many of which have the toxin sacks. Look at that. Oh, BloodRaiN dropped their Hormagaunt somewhere. Right there, I guess. I guess they were stomped and then maybe holy fired or something. Spot us on the field for Python. Another all reliable there. Grenade launcher shot from the Catechins. They have decapped the power and the brood nest is still there. Broodwich on the west side, shooting the crap out of the heavy weapon squad. They must have been jumped by the assault marines there, who did get away unscathed. Well, didn't drop a model, they were definitely scathed a bit though. Tactical marines having to retreat, in fact double tax having to retreat, and the Techmarine can't do this alone. They held, even with the assault marine jump they held. I guess Catechins would have been a big threat to the assault squad anyway. Adila again trying to get into melee and again being shut down by the crippling poison of these termagant broods. Warrior brood are pretty low, pretty close to dropping a model at least. Yep, there it is, and there's that synapse backlash. When you lose a synapse creature, non-synapse creatures get knocked back and take some damage. Well, if they're small enough to be knocked back anyway. Ravener brood on the way for BloodRaiN. Hey, we do get to see one. And tier 2 for Broodwich, the first player to go. Heavy weapon squad up here now for Adila. It's quite far back. What is this harassing? Oh, the Hormagaunts of Cry. Keeping those heavy weapon squad fellas pinned back. Here comes a multi-laser turret from Adila. I don't see these things that often anymore. You used to see them every single game in that first engagement. Do some good damage for their cost, I think. Can act as the focal point of your army, taking damage away from your units. Can be taken down here by the triple termagants though, and that was a good bioplasma shot again. 400 to 407. Tier 2 now for Cry. Where are the spotters? They're in there. Couldn't get onto the power. I don't think they should force it. Back away here, guys. They have these flamers up, so they're eager to get onto the power. Sentinel goes down. Just lost sight of it for a second there, Python. Doesn't take long when you have all these termagants in play, and now a Ravener brood too. Burrow strike, there it is. They start off with ranged devourer weapons. Didn't always start with devourers. You had to. It was an upgrade before, but they did nerf the DPS once they started with them. There used to be 22 DPS per model with those devourers. I think. I believe they're around 16 or 18 now. Still quite good. Whirlwind on the field for Broodwich. They don't have their shield yet, but they can shut down the Whirlwind's disruption with that shield up. Power bash here from Panzer. There's the Whirlwind doing its thing. Those guys can't get shields. Straight onto the power again, odd Tyranids, and another brood nest. Should have put it behind the sight blocker, surely. We'll see how long it lasts. This one is from BloodRaiN. Capillary tower going up too. Look at all the dead termagants here. And this is Alfonso getting the cap. Level 2 Inquisitor. Lord Commissar still level 1. He struggled to get into melee and doesn't have the Holy Pyre to feed XP. Good special. Using lead by example from the power sword. Those inspirations. Warrior Brood drops. Maybe. 37 hit points. I think they're going to get away. Ravener Brood also very, very low. 96 hit points and 3 models there for a second. Oh, they're going... They both have the Bioplasma now. 2-to-1 cap here for the Imperial Guard. We've got levels. Guardsmen leveling up. Spotters leveling up. They've got their incendiary shells queued up for tier 2. It's a late tier 2 for the blue team. They had to spend a lot of power to withstand all this Tyranid stuff. Look at this. That is some serious range damage. And now we have Venom Brood. They can get their ranged synapse and really start pumping out some damage at the termagants. There it is. That bright green ranged synapse from the Venom Brood. Going to be very painful now standing in front of these Tyranids. Very, very painful. Maybe we'll see a Manticore do some work here. Look at this blob. Imagine a Manticore shot on that. Spotters for some disruption. Doing what they can. Now all being suppressed by the heavy weapons squad. But that power is fully bashed. Meanwhile, panzerbatallion trying to get themselves back to the west side. We have some Stone Guard veterans now for Broodwich. In the Whirlwind is still up. The assault squad have their sergeant. Did they really need a sergeant here? Maybe Merciless Strike can wipe a squad or something. Still so many Tyranids on the east side. Adila taking shots. Might go down and does go down. Here comes a Tyrant Guard for BloodraiN. The Tyrant Guard has super heavy infantry armor, big blob of hit points this thing. Most efficient way to deal with it is plasma and melter weapons. Hell Fury strike there from the Inquisitor of Python. Keeping the pressure up here. They are far away from the brood nest now, but here's another one. Another brood nest up from Cry. Don't think it's completed yet. There we go. Once you see those green hexagons for the Hell 3 gen, you know that it's completed. They got that one down, but can they deal with this Tyrant Guard? Going to see an easy revive for Python into level 3. And the Inquisitor can be quite energy intensive, so getting those levels up is quite important for her. Tactical Marines hit level 2. Assault squad drawing some fire, then jumping away, and anti-armor stormtroopers get the Whirlwind down. Efficient anti-vehicle squad, aren't they? If they can sneak in and get that melter, it's very difficult for an early tier 2 vehicle like a Whirlwind to get away. Assault squad tried to get them. Ravener Brood into the back lines. I think they do well as a melee unit here, actually. Burrow striking it and then engaging stuff in melee. Forced off there. Tyrant Guard is still around. Any plasma guns? No, they still have a flamer each. Don't see any plasmas. This is Alfonso trying to get revived. There we go. Raoul's back to his feet. Run away, buddy. Improved synapse now for Cry. Inquisitor goes down, but Adila should get the revive. And I don't think they're going to level up the Lord Commissar though from it. There we go. Bunker dropped in by a Panzer Battalion, and the Heavy Weapon Squad takes it. They want to hold this contested power once they get it back here. Broodwich has the west side locked down for now. Cry did lose quite a lot in those skirmishes there. But they're tier 3, and they're ready to start rolling out the big monstrous creatures here. Scouts live. They did live. Techmarine levels to 3, has the Signum armor for marked target. 290 to 301. 2-to-1 cap for the red team. On the power like a flash here on the east side. Well played, Python. Gonna get a full bash here, I think. Is an anti-armor stormtrooper squad caught by the scouts that can see them. I think they'll be okay. There's a lot of damage though from the Stone Guard's Hellfire rounds as they retreated, the Stern Guard can change their ammo type to combat all targets. First Company Marines limited to 1, using their Hellfire to do damage return to this light infantry here. But they stand firm. Imperial Guard pushing through with a sniper rifle, Lord General, and a flak jacket for incoming. Going to get a full bash, I think. That doubled full bash it is. Didn't quite get a decap over there, but they might get a decap here. In fact, the Lord General is decapping. These guys are going to put down an explosive, most likely, in a very spiteful area, maybe near the wreck point. If you can decap a wreck point and then put an improvised explosive down, you're basically guaranteeing a detonation on something. Neurothrope is up for Cry. There it is. Special unit limited to 1, good for dealing with blobs of infantry. And a Manticore on the way for Python. 241 to 301. Holy Pyre thrown up. Inquisitor's going to hit level 4 very soon. Now she's trying to fight a Tyrant Guard, which is not a good fight for her, even with a power melee weapon. Big blob of Tyranids. Manticore from both Adila and Python. They could have a hell of a lot of fun with those if they can hit the shots. They did in fact get a full cap on that natural power on the west side, the blue team. Sentinel has missiles. Heavy turret is in a very awkward place to fight. Executioner is on it, so good damage to infantry, but these guys are too close to be shot at. Can they get rid of the Assault Marines here? Broodwich coming in from the other side takes down the Sentinel. Assault Marines are indeed persuaded to leave, and there's some repairs for the heavy turret. Bear in mind this heavy turret has vehicle armor, so you need to use anti-vehicle weapons against it to take it down fast, and they don't have any over here, Broodwich. The Stern Guard can switch to their vengeance rounds though. Meanwhile, east side, Alfonso just leveled up to 4. How's Raoul doing? Raoul is level 3 with a venom cannon. There he is. Manticore Strike does pretty well. Oh, couldn't quite get the brood nest down, but did get some good kills. Long range artillery, you need to manually target each of those 4 missiles. And we do have the Storm Eagle upgrade. This one is also getting a Storm Eagle for better rockets. 225 to 234, triple cap here for the blue team, but I still feel like the game is on a knife edge. Close VPs, rosters are quite big. Cry hard with double zone throats. Did not get any big stompy carnifexes then. The Tyrant Guard has been amazing for BloodraiN here. Keeping the pressure up, aren't they? And lots of pressure on the west side from panzerbatallion. Down goes the Lord the General though. Leveling up the Marines and the Stern Guard. This turret's been a massive pain in the ass for Broodwich. He could just send the Vanguard veterans in, and they got a power fist now too. Could just jump it in there, but needed to get rid of all that infantry first. Triple cap remains for the blue team. They are getting a natural back finally, thanks to those Hormagaunts from Cry. Brood nest gets bashed. Yep. And synapse explosions. Warrior Brood having to back off it. Tyrant Guard thrown in. Big Manticore Strike now. Absolute mayhem. And that's a spotter smoke shell, I believe. Yes. 225 to 122. We have an autocannon for Adila. No longer suppresses like the heavy bolter, but good damage to all targets on this thing. Rippers from BloodraiN. Maybe going in to tie it up. I didn't need to. A cataclysm from the Neurothrope forced them to retreat. Meanwhile, Brood Nest is going to try to get the power back. There we go. And Vanguard veterans on the VP too. The Neurothrope is quite unique in that it does not naturally regenerate energy. You see there, stuck at 160. Need to use his abilities to get energy back, such as Absorb Life or the Spirit Leech. It's a pretty cool design for that guy, I think. Venom Brood are going to be okay, down to 2 models, but that ranged Synapse is now off the field. There's another one here. There's always more synapse. There's the paroxysm from the Neurothroat. Holy Pyre is not much of a threat to the Tyrant Guard, but doesn't want to overextend. Termagant's going for a grave decap here. And what is Alfonso doing? Are they trying to line up a nuke? No, they didn't have enough for a nuke. They were just being foolhardy. I think they're going to lose the zone throat for that. 206 to 104. So much damage on that Inquisitor. Red team do have the 2-1 now. But Panzer Battalion is putting up a hell of a fight on the west side. The Manticores are both still up. That's the remains of the whirlwind there, I believe. Trying to steal this power is Broodwich. 191 to 104. Plasma cannon on the field for Broodwich now. Quite far back. Might want to push up a little bit. Worried about it getting flanked maybe by sneaky stormtroopers. Panzer Battalion is quite low, but is into tier 3. Quite depleted though, their forces. That was a repurchase there by Cry. Alfonso's back to his feet. Here comes a Neurothroat. Manticore Strike. Trying to thin them out. But now that they're starting to level up and they have those synapses, it's not as easy to one-shot those models. There's the Absorb Life. Gives the Neurothroat health and energy. See his energy going up there while it's active. 162 to 104. Tyrant Guard. Was that a charge? Seems to stop short. Eats a Melter Bomb. That was a good Barb Trender shot there. Trying to tank this with incoming. And does quite well actually. 150 to 104. 2-1 cap for the red team. Very close to 100 VPs though, aren't they? At 104. There's that paroxysm again. The Neurothroat's done well. Can't level up the poor bastard. But 750 hit points isn't bad. Does not have a melee attack, much like the Zone Throats. If you get into melee with it, you can't tie it up and stop it firing its brain lasers at you. Psychic brain lasers. But still, you know, very vulnerable to melee, of course. Techmarine's level 5 has a melter gun. There's a Leman Russ for Panzer Battalion, the first one we've seen. Tier 3 now for Python. Adila, the last player to go tier 3, if indeed they do. They've been fighting very hard in tier 2, haven't they? Level 3 Lord Commissar has the stubbornness and flak jacket. Inspire Terror might have been a response to the zone throats that are on the field. Because you can one-shot them with it. I think, at least at one point you could. 109 to 104. It's evening up on the VPs now. Plasma Cannon gets a good shot, getting vision thanks to the scouts who chuck a grenade and kill 3 Catachans. Well done, fellas. Well played, Broodwich. Holds the west side. I don't think we've seen the Tyranids over here, have we? Or the Guard. Or the other Guard, I mean. Down goes the Plasma Cannon. That was deleted pretty fast. Leman Russ is kicking ass here. Uh-oh. Vanguard veterans onto the Manticore and they take very, very short work of it. If the Catachans were really quick there with the shotgun blast, maybe they could have saved it. Now they're fighting a very pissed off Lord Commissar. Leman Russ with the Executioner, as you've seen. A rapid firing plasma cannon is quite devastating to heavy infantry. 73 to 104. Formagants level up as they die there, which is quite fun. Level 7 Inquisitor. She's done some work, hasn't she? Then runs away. Holy Pyre and run. We now have double Venom Cannons. Bonded Exoskeleton 2 for Cry. West side is turning blue. It's a very damaged missile turret over here. And missile launcher Techmarines having a go at the Leman Russ, which got very, very low. Must have been a couple of turret shots maybe. That turret is insane with the anti-vehicle upgrade on it. Bioplaza couldn't quite get the shot. But here comes a Venom Cannon Hive Tyrant trying to get at that Leman Russ, I think. Yes, it is. Rocket run. Pretty good one. Not sure how many kills it got, but it was very well placed and knocked those guys the hell away. Tyrant Guard now going after the Leman Russ. 73 to 65. It's so close. What is this? Sneaky Stormtrooper's going to decap. Don't think we've seen anything in Tier 3 from Python. There's the Purgatus. Look at that. Talk about controlled, stunned the entire army there. And they are persuaded to leave. Still has all 3 of the Termagant Broods, BloodraiN. It's a little miracle. Little Tyranid miracle. The Alfonso the Hive Tyrant has gone down there. Going to get a revive from Broodwich. Doesn't quite level him. Pretty close. Level 3 Stern Guard. Almost 2,000 hit points on those guys now. Some blob capping Zoanthropes, which is always fun. Ravener's going after some decaps over here, I think. There we go. Have the blue team run out of steam. Because they're looking quite solid on the west side, the red team. With Broodwich and his Marines. 1-to-1 cap. Catachans with a shotgun blast, maybe follow it up with some melee. I think they're trying to. Here we go. Getting into melee, and they'll do a lot of damage to the Stern Guard in melee. Missile turret, not much of a threat to this infantry, but the Leman Russ needs to be careful. Catachans having to retreat. Here's the assist from BloodraiN. Panzer Battalion giving it everything they've got on the west side. But the Lord General has to run. What is this? That's Vanguard veterans pushing up. That was the Inspired Terror. Couldn't quite get a model though. 48 to 54. Orbital bombardment. Ouch. That's quite devastating for Panzer Battalion. The orbital from Broodwich, of course. Global nuke for the Space Marines. Just when they had a little bit of momentum there, Panzer Battalion. Although they also had BloodraiN to get through over here. Manticore. Pretty damn good one, you know. Set up by the Inquisitor. 28 to 54. 2-to-1 cap for the red team. What is this? They're going for it. Carnifex with the Bioplasma. Note that he targeted the back of the tank there. We've also got a Venerable Dreadnought dropped in by Broodwich. Unique to the Techmarine. 1750 hit points on this guy. Trying to get it. That's Adila getting that cap there. And I think they're going to do it. Look at that. Might not survive. In fact, they're still there. Carnifex is very, very low. But just slapped the Stormtroopers to death. And survives. The Lord Commissar still in there. Stopping the cap and everything. 1-to-1. 23 to 47. Tier 3 for Adila. Here comes a Leman Russ for Python. Cow, says Broodwich. Also known as Cap. When you're trying to type really quickly in an RTS. Vanguard just wiped out a heavy weapons squad pretty fast. Down goes a Brood Nest. Manticore. Another Manticore. The Manticores have done well. They really have. That was another really good couple of shots. Mark target and Stern Guard. Means a lot of pain for those Catachans. 12 to 47. Have the red team got it right here, right now? They might. Don't think those guys can finish a decap. They were so close to getting a decap. There's a GG from Cry. Yep, the red team have it. A rocket run at the end, but they have it. So much Tyranid pressure on the east side. Adila and Python were so slow taking up because they had to invest in so much stuff to defend themselves. massive amount of pressure. Really quick, aggressive play from the two Tyranid players. We had a level 6 Hive Tyrant here, and a level 6 Hive Tyrant. Look at that. The Techmarine was level 8 with the Orbs of the Omnissiah, level 4 Lord General, level 4 Lord Commissar, and a level 9 Inquisitor. Did a hell of a lot of work with the Holy Brazier, and some good purgation into Manticore stuff near the end there. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.